Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I never thought I would say this, but I have done my final year exams. 5 exams in 5 days. Wow, it was a crazy week and I wanted to take you guys along with me. So we started on Monday and this is post-exam. One is down. I'm a fifth of the way through, but it's one down. Oh my gosh, breathe, calm. Hello guys, I have not spoken to the camera in so long and I cannot even tell you how stressed I have been. I've never normally been this stressed. On FaceTime I've been crying and a nervous wreck. This morning I was shaking. I could not physically stop myself from shaking. I don't know why. I don't know what they've done to me, but these exams have been stressful. They are still stressful. I am now currently in the middle of my exam season, my week of exams, 5 days, 5 exams, Monday to Friday. And I feel a lot better now that I have done one. It's so weird. You just have to break the ice and do one, and then you feel a bit better about them. The sooner we start these, the sooner we finish. Okay, anyway, so let's have an update, chats. Oh, battery is dying already. Bye. So, I have just done my first exam, one of the big ones with 2 90-minute questions where I just wrote 2 essays in this exam. I had to choose from 3 for each section. How did it go? First exam. So, I don't know, it's okay. That's the thing that I always say of exams, it's kind of like okay. My hand kind of hurts now. I got really hot halfway through. I just like ripped off my Nana jumper and put it on the floor. I was a bit like, oh my gosh. But yeah, it was quite hot in this room. But other than that, it was semi-okay. Like the first question, the first essay, I felt okay about. We planned it, we got it down. Maybe spent a bit too long, a bit over the time I should have. So I moved on to the next section. Here's the little issue, the hiccup we had. One of the questions I ruled out straight away. I was like, no, because the last part of the question I was a bit like, what? Yeah, and then there were 2 questions and I was like, So I was like, you know, in the exam, in the spur of the moment, you're a bit stressed, you're like, oh, which one? So I decided to do one of them, planned it, wrote a whole introduction, okay, a whole introduction, and then I was just like, no, because I didn't think that I had anything extra to put into that essay. Like this year it's all a focus on like extra reading, but yeah, I couldn't think of anything because it's quite an intricate topic anyway, and I was just like no. So I wrote the introduction, kind of wasted a bit of time there, that was my issue, and then moved on to the other one. I didn't really plan the other one and just like went straight in and was just like, you know, we're just gonna dive into the deep end, and it turned out okay, but it wasn't so fresh in my brain because I've revised so much. My brain is, but I kind of like threw in some stuff that was extra. Well, I thought there was extra, so I thought that that would, you know, like get me a few extra brownie points. That was my rationale for radically changing question. It wasn't like awful, I don't think, the essay, like hopefully not, but I could have written more. Like there was more I would like to have said if I'd had that bit more time. But there were like 5 minutes remaining. I was like, 5 minutes, 2 90-minute essays down. Now, okay, today and tomorrow are going to be the worst days because I have a 9 AM exam tomorrow. So yeah, it's currently like 5. I'm gonna go on a run. That's what I'm gonna do because I need to take a break to give my brain a little bit of a rest and then come back to get on with a bit more. Tomorrow's exam is the same module, so it'll be cancer and immunology, but it'll be a different setup in that it'll be like 4 essays, so 45-minute essays. So they'll be a bit more like specific instead of like these broad questions. I don't know why I'm like doing this, but yeah, that's my little update on exam season day 1. Yeah, I couldn't face the camera before this exam because, as I said, I was just so stressed and nervous. But once you do one, it definitely does something, like something clicks and you're like, okay, we're in exam season, you can't change it, you just got to do it. There's my lovely board, it's still up. So like in my stress of packing my bag, I put in some tissue, but then I put it in my pencil case and I was like, no, I can't take that into the exam. I think I'm cheating. I'm not cheating. Took some last minute flashcards. So Izzy and I, we often just like talk and kind of chill, semi-chill before the exam. Izzy and I prefer not to cram into the exam, kind of like to give our brains a rest, and we've done that for 3 years and it's kind of worked for us. We just kind of like to, you know, calm each other down. So we had a bit of a mare. It chucked it down when I started my run, and so I turned back because it literally poured down, and then a few seconds I got back to college, it stopped, and I was like, so I went to the gym and did some stuff in there, but it was so hot, oh my gosh. I'm gonna do a bit more work before I have dinner. This is my paper. You get to take them out, which is really weird, but basically I think if I revise any topics, I'm revising the topics that have not come up. We're just gonna drop topics now because it's unlikely that they will ask a similar question. So that's the PLAN. Okay, that evening was pretty stressful because I knew that I had an exam at 9 AM the next day, but I tried to revise in the most effective way. So for me, this involves writing things down from memory on scrap pieces of paper, using flashcards, drilling stuff, making sure that I can say it off by heart, and in that way I can ensure that it's actually in my brain and I'm not relying on my notes. So I just had my folders out and I was going through the topics that I felt as if I didn't know very well, or those I would like to come up in the exam. There is currently a thunderstorm and I keep seeing flashes of lightning coming from under my curtains. Oh my gosh, this is like the scariest thing. I've never heard louder thunder, and not gonna lie, I'm quite scared of thunder. It's like chucking it down as well. I'm currently trying to make overnight oats for tomorrow because I have 9 AM, under 24 hours between exams. It's not great, like afternoon exam then 9 AM and a thunderstorm to go with. But yeah, I need to make my overnight oats and go to bed. Honestly hate thunder. Okay, bye. Okay, second day, Tuesday, let's go. Pre-exam breakfast and an apple, feeding my brain. I just poured my oats into this bowl and filled it with loads of fruit, loads of flaxseed, and that's me for my morning breakfast. Exam number 2. I have to really focus. 2 down. Oh my gosh. And I've done more than half of my degree. More than half, because my dissertation, I have already done that, and it is more than my minor module, which I have tomorrow. We're over halfway through. Just literally walked in the door and I'm actually just gonna go to the loo. And yes, I am wearing the same clothes. I will probably be wearing the same clothes throughout the whole week. But yeah, I started with my jumper off this time so I didn't get too hot, and that is definitely the way forwards for these next few exams. So this one I wrote 4 essays, 45 minutes each, which is actually not very long. I was scribbling so hard right until the end. So we picked 2 questions from each section, and I mean, they were okay. Not enough time to write. I really want to just write more and more, but you know, time constraints. I hope it was okay. I had my intros, my conclusions. I didn't plan them because I didn't feel as if I had time, and for 2 of them, 2 of the essays that I wrote, I'd kind of done plans for, so I knew the structure I was aiming for, which was so great. And then the others, I was like, no, we're just gonna dive in, and it turned out okay, hopefully. So just unpack the bag. Pencil case, some flashcards that I didn't look at. As always, here is the lovely exam paper. Let's just like not look at it, put it somewhere away. So my next exam is biochemistry, and that's tomorrow afternoon, so this is the longest kind of interval between 2 exams. I don't have any more morning exams, which is so good because that's just a bit of a tight turnaround. My phone needs to turn back on. Also, the most frustrating thing is that the amount of information that you try and learn. Okay, so there's so much information that I am trying to learn. I have my flashcards wall. There's more stuff here. Like everything that you try and learn, you learn so much and cram it in, and the amount that you get to write and you get to show to the examiner that you know, the amount that you actually write down on the paper is teeny weeny tiny. But yeah, I'm gonna phone Mum to let her know how it was.
Yes. Hello.
Hey Mum. So I didn't get drenched in the rain today, but it was spitting, but it was kind of refreshing. And then I went to the gym afterwards and some like abs and stuff, which I haven't done in a while. So I was like, hello, abdominal muscles. I'm now currently making lunch, and I'm trying to like mix this almond butter because I'm making myself like toasted rye bread with a banana. That combo. Oh, I am such a lover of toasted rye bread, and when it's a bit burnt. We're not going for aesthetics. I've also got this bowl of like random bits of fruit, some cucumber. You know me, I shove everything random in one bowl. If you're a bit confused and you haven't really seen that many of my videos, then you might not actually know what I study and what I do, so I'm going to try and explain. I do biology, and I take this year a major subject and a minor subject. The minor subject, in which is what I was revising for this evening, is biochemistry, and I take one exam in my minor. And then for my major subject, that is in pathology, but I do 2 modules within pathology. So one of them is immunology and the other one is cancer and genetic disease. It gets even more complicated because the cancer and genetic disease module, which I call CGD, is split into 2 parts. The first one is cancery stuff and the second bit is genetics, but there is obviously crossover. And yeah, so I then take 4 exams in my major for pathology, and both have immunology and CGD in it. I am so tired. Wow, it has hit me hard. I don't know, my brain just feels like a massive fog. It's not a headache, but it just feels full, like too full of information, and I'm just sitting here and I'm trying to go through stuff and it's just like not going in. I'm just feels like I'm so tired, so I think I really need to just go to bed super early today, get up tomorrow. My exam's in the afternoon, and yeah, because wow, oh, only 3 more days that we have to push through. And I spoke to Dad and he was like, you just need to get sleep, and that's so true. Like, I need to get sleep, I cannot burn out. You might have noticed there's this massive thing on the side of my lip. It's not food, and it's not coleslaw or coleslaw, I never know what they're called. Anyway, it's not one of those. It's a cut that essentially won't heal. So yeah, that's beautiful. I can't stop yawning. Oh, wake up, Ollie. So I'm actually going to bed a bit earlier than usual. I've been going to bed at about 11 every night. It's currently like 15 minutes before 11, but that's better. So I have these kind of like sheet things that I use. It's plain paper, but I essentially write down all of the topics for the exam. So this is my biochemistry one, and then I write down the things that I don't remember. I look at it before I go to bed and it helps because it kind of goes into my mind if I look at it just before I go to bed. I also have ones like this that are for like one topic in particular, and it's got a bit more information on it. But yeah, I just like to have these that I can just look at, and I find that they're really useful. So yeah, I'm going to bed. The best happy hump day anyone could ever ask for. Yes! So look at that. I have not had one of these in so long. Ooh, it smells so good. It is Wednesday. I have an afternoon exam. I've just been up working, gotten through a few topics. I'm trying to go over like the majority of topics this morning as like kind of quickly as I can. That's what I kind of try and do before the morning before an exam if I have it in the afternoon. The other day I tried to go through like 2 whole modules in the morning and it just didn't happen. But biochemistry, there's not that many, well there are a few topics, but I'm trying to go through quite a lot. It actually doesn't taste quite right. Yeah, I just don't think I'm gonna risk eating this and then like making myself feel ill. As much as I hate waste. Bye melon. Let's make a smoothie instead. All throughout exam season and pretty much in general, I will drink a smoothie for breakfast, and then I usually have oats for lunch. Especially during exam season and high stress periods, I like to have my set meals and my go-to, so it's a green smoothie. And then as you can see at the moment, I was mind mapping something, so this is just a way to write down everything that I know and focus on the stuff that I maybe don't know. So I just like to brainstorm in that way. I find mind maps are really useful for essay plans and for trying to organise your notes or organise your thoughts on one topic. That is what I was just doing for biochemistry. I was trying to go through as much as possible, as I said, and obviously because my major module has cancer stuff in it, there is quite a bit of overlap, which is really useful. So I've done another exam. I've already changed because I've just been speaking to mum. I was gonna speak to you guys before my exam, but I was a bit rushed and I was already late meeting Izzy, so I was just like trying to revise something really quickly, but it didn't even come up at the end. But yeah, the exam, it was okay. One question was so broad. It was basically like, can we cure cancer? Hello, to write an essay in an hour about that. I had so much I wanted to say and I got to write like this much, but yeah, I tried to get as much down. It was the last essay I wrote and I was like scribbling to the end. The other questions were like a lot more focused. That was how the exam is set. You do 2 that are focused and 1 that's very broad, and I'm now done with biochemistry, my minor. It's done. All I have now is 2 more exams left. I can just like sense the freedom, oh my gosh. And right now I'm already changed to go to the gym. It's raining outside again, which is super annoying, but I'm gonna go to the gym and then I'll come back and guess what? Do more revision. I haven't really spoken to you guys this evening, but I essentially went to the gym when I got back. I've just been revising kind of since. So my exam tomorrow is again 3 hours and it's the 90-minute essays. So we have another 90-minute one for immunology, and then we also have the genetics part of our module. So yeah, these questions for the genetics one, they tend to be a lot more obscure, so I'm a bit worried that they're gonna be really mean, but I'm trying not to think negatively and I'm just trying to focus on the fact that I do know stuff, that I'm telling myself I know stuff. I have mentioned before, like the genetic stuff of my CGG module is not my favourite, but like I can't think pessimistically, and yeah, I've just got to hope that the questions are okay so I can write something for 90 minutes, which is quite a long time. Actually, the other day though, the 90-minute exams the other day, I was still like, I want more time. But yeah, I'm gonna get in the shower now, do a bit more revision, then I'll go to bed and get up tomorrow, restart. Day number 4 and exam number 4. Here we go. You know, yeah, I'm still wearing the same jumper and it's got toothpaste today, new edition. I was a bit stressed before this exam this morning, that is why I just didn't film anything other than waking up at 6 AM. But yeah, this exam, okay, so I had a slight panic attack when I read the questions. I prefer the cancer stuff to the genetic stuff, as I said, and I read the first question and was like, what even does that mean? It didn't even make sense to me. So I moved to the second one and there's a choice of 3 and I was like, what? I thought that was not going to come up because something similar came up last year, so I was like, I'm not going to revise that. So I was like, no. So I moved to the third question and thank goodness I could do that one. However, I was writing the essay and I did my plan and I kept doubting myself. I kept being like, is this answering the question? I'm sure it was, but you know when you're in the exam setting and you're just like doubting yourself. But I did the essay. When obviously I start the exam, I also pick the essay that I'm going to do for immunology as well. I read them really quickly and I was like, okay, I'm going to do the first one. And it was about like bacteria and stuff and vaccines, and I was a bit like, not really feeling it that much, but if I have to do it, I'll do it. So when I finished the first essay and I was like, okay, let's move on to the next, I read the questions for immunology again. The second one I was definitely not going to do because I had no clue how I could write about that for like 90 minutes based on what they taught us. I had no extra reading for it as well. I read the third one and I was like, actually, right, light bulb moment, I was like, I can do that question and I can actually use stuff that I've learned from my dissertation for it. So I was like, let's do that. So I swapped from doing bacteria to therapeutics and using the immune system, which was actually quite a good essay to write. This toothpaste is very distracting. Another exam done! It's the most important thing. Yeah, I was really stressed revising for this one just because the genetic stuff was freaking me out. I was so scared. And then when I saw that question in the exam, I was like, I'm gonna cry. Oh, right. I'm gonna call mum. The usual. So my eye is going a bit bloodshot. I suddenly feel really hay fevery. I just went on an 8K run and I was fine until I got back and I was stretching out on the rooftop garden and my eyes just started to get really itchy. So yeah, hay fever, just hold off 1 more day and then you can come at me full force. After every exam, whether that be in the morning or in the afternoon, I would do some physical form of activity. I would either go on a run, and that was my preferred option if it wasn't raining so that I could get fresh air, but otherwise I would then go to the gym. It just means that I can finish one exam and clear my mind a bit before I then start for the next. Again, I was mind mapping and trying to write stuff down from memory, and I did that. I did some drills before I then made my dinner, so I would every day make all of my food as well. In college I didn't go to buttery. I've never actually been to buttery in my 3 years. Shock horror, guys. But yeah, I did myself loads of veg, loads of greens, which is so important to me, and then I was making myself one of my favourite meals, which you can probably guess. I want you guys to guess, what do you think I was making other than the veg? It has been a long time since I've been in the kitchen with you guys, but anyway, I have made myself my dinner. It's very typical, you probably know what it is. Is this dripping in my food? But yeah, one of my favourite meals. I basically have just been doing like really quick, easy meals, obviously during exam seasons, but still eat really good food. And to me, this is like the best meal ever. a load of brown rice, chickpeas and veg, and then put over like tahini, which seemed to land all in this position. And that is my dinner. These gloves are dripping. Also, I always add turmeric just over the top, and you guys always tell me that I should mix it in and cook it with the food, which I am totally aware of, but I just forget every single time. But after exams, I can focus and think a bit more clearly about what I'm doing instead of just like going into autopilot mode when I'm making food, which is what I tend to do. I never thought I would make it this far, but Friday, the last day. The last one. Oh! Hey guys. I'm about to spray Holly. Where are the girls?
I need to shake this up. I really hope this is recording. Congrats, Holly! Congratulations! How happy are you? Woo! Dance girls. How do you feel? You're so good. I love the spraying.
Oh my god, I have finished this degree. Literally, I can't even believe it. I am done. Like, my degree, I have done it. Everything. I literally can't even speak, and it hasn't even sunk in that I have finished these exams. Like, I thought I would cry and be really upset, but I'm just like, what? This, guys, is how you finish your exams. Got some fizzy lemonade. Ooh. Can't even believe it. The exam, do I even want to talk about the exam? Because it doesn't even matter now, but it wasn't the best exam. The questions weren't particularly good, but we did it and we are now done. What the hell? And that was it. I kind of drank my lemonade and celebrated by going to a formal, which is basically just a semi-fancy dinner in college. Shout out to Lucy, it was her birthday and she had to take an exam on that day. But yeah, 5 exams, guys, in 5 days. I never thought I would actually finish and get to the end. It's felt like I have been running a marathon or like climbing a huge mountain, and I never thought I'd actually finish them and survive, but we did it. And it feels really weird. It still doesn't feel right that I've finished and I've technically done everything I can for this degree. Thank you as always for watching. Please like it if you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you very soon, guys. Bye!